Yeah, crime, Miami-Dade.
So we're back in the office with Melissa, the commissioner of Coral Gables. Her video went viral. You had a very bad experience. You were with your son actually that day, and we post about it, and we started talking, and we, like I said before, we got a lot of good reviews, and we got a lot of bad comments. And I'm super grateful that you're here to talk about your truth, because when we post about it, a lot of the comments were that you were one of the commissioners that approved to hire your salary, to hire without the vote from the community. So I would like for you to explain your part.
Yeah. So about the salaries, it was the city manager that came up to me. I was actually brand new. I was 4 months in, 5 months into my position, and it was the city manager that actually came up to me and told me, "Look, this is being proposed, and I need to know if you're on board or you're not on board." And I said, "Well, how do the rest of the people?" He goes, "Everybody's on board except for one." I go, "Okay, well," he says, "this is comparable to an executive assistant or an executive assistant."
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't much of an increase. Then there wasn't an increase since the 1980s. How many? 1980s, 90, 2000, what, 50 years?
Mm-hmm.
So then it made sense to me, and I said, okay, more than that, I didn't really have much more than saying yes. However, they publicized it in a matter that was false, because it did appear in 3 public hearings that the public was able to come in and opinionate.
Okay. And then when we post your video, we had a lot of people commenting that he treats his niece the same way, he treats his wife the same way, and that there's actually groups that are backing you up with what's going on. And like I said, I'm glad that you're here, if you could clear everything up, because you went to an event with your son.
Yeah, I don't know anything about how he treats his wife or his girls or his niece. I have no involvement. In fact, I don't even like to.
No, me either.
I don't even like to talk about
I don't know nothing about his personal life, but I guess people are noticing stuff in the streets, and Coral Gables is pretty small, and everybody knows each other in Coral Gables.
And it's funny that you mentioned that, because when all this event in El Carnaval de Barranquilla was happening, I told him, my son is here, like, you need to respect me. He said, I would never respect you. His dad was next to him. If he's not the witness, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, he says that he started telling the other people there that I attacked his wife and his daughters.
Oh my God.
I've never even said hi to them in my life. I think I've seen them, which is crazy. I think I've seen them 3 to 4 times, and not in close proximity. Like, they've been in the same event, or in a ribbon cutting, or in the first swearing like 2 years ago, and now in this one, which to me was outrageous, because I would never, ever get involved with somebody else's family. In fact, I rarely defend myself when it comes to him.
And then when we post your video, we had a lot of people commenting that he treats his niece the same way, he treats his wife the same way, and that there's actually groups that are backing you up with what's going on. And like I said, I'm glad that you're here, if you could clear everything up, because you went to an event with your son.
Yeah, I don't know anything about how he treats his wife or his girls or his niece. I have no involvement. In fact, I don't even like to.
No, me either.
I don't even like to talk about.
I don't know nothing about his personal life, but I guess people are noticing stuff in the streets, and Coral Gables is pretty small, and everybody knows each other in Coral Gables.
And it's funny that you mentioned that, because when all this event in El Carnaval de Barranquilla was happening, I told him, my son is here, like, you need to respect me. He said, I would never respect you. His dad was next to him. If he's not the witness, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, he says that he started telling the other people there that I attacked his wife and his daughters.
Oh my God.
I've never even said hi to them in my life. I think I've seen them, which is crazy. I think I've seen them 3 to 4 times, and not in close proximity. Like they've been in the same event, or in a ribbon cutting, or in the first swearing like 2 years ago, and now in this one, which to me was outrageous because I would never, ever get involved with somebody else's family. In fact, I rarely defend myself when it comes to him.
Is there any proof that he attacked you that way? Because a lot of people ask me that. Did you record it? Did anybody record it?
Okay,
and I tried to look for anything, and no one posted
No, but
anything.
there's witnesses.
Okay.
And I did file a police report.
Okay.
Okay.
So there is a police report.
There is a police report.
Okay.
And there's an investigation happening. Because there is witnesses. There was several people there. There was dignitaries, and he was saying all of this to them more than to me. That he didn't want me on stage. And they were like, no, she's our guest.
Yeah, because you're the first Colombian commissioner after 100 years.
Exactly, which I'm very proud of.
Of course, you should be. you should be very proud. I was even proud when I did my investigation. You posted about it, and I did my investigation, and it was true. So it's very, like I said, I've seen this happening more than ever now because more women are getting involved in the politician. It used to be a men's world.
Yeah.
And now there's women coming in, and I've noticed that we're getting attacked. Again, I'm not a commissioner. I'm not knowing a political world. We just open a podcast to bring awareness to our community because a lot of people don't know what's going on. And they already called me communist twice.
Which is crazy.
It's crazy to me. Instead of saying, hey, well, I'd like to speak to you. Maybe you have something wrong information. Can I come to your podcast to talk about it? Here we're open the doors for anybody. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat, Republican, I want this platform for people to be educated, and you make your decision who you should vote for or who should you approve for. But it's very sad what's going on. And then now you were telling me that it happened to you again.
It happened to me again. I take this matter extremely serious because I grew up in a household with a single mother. And she had me very young. So more than a single mother, I was her partner. And we were girls,
Mm-hmm.
And I helped her work, and I helped her build a business since I was 14 years old. Okay. So I grew up with a mentality that you have to grow up as a woman and not depend on anyone.
Yeah.
Not to say I'm a feminist.
Yeah.
Right?
No, but I'm a single mom, and I tell that to my daughters too.
Exactly. Like you don't, and my mom would always say, don't let anybody push you over. Like,
right.
Hold yourself strong. So when I am confronted with these issues, it brings back things to, what does this man think he's doing to me? How is he humiliating me in this manner? And if he's treating me like this, that he has no personal relationship with me, how's he treating the people that he really has a relationship with?
A lot of people started asking us that.
So yeah, I think growing awareness that this is not acceptable. These bullying and harassment tactics need to stop.
Has anybody from the commission support you, or they just left you alone with this battle?
I haven't brought this to the commission because I wanted to focus on the positive coming around. He won this election. There hasn't been a commission meeting either. There was a commission meeting, and not a commission meeting, it was a special commission meeting that came up from the blue on the day that I was going to have surgery. I communicated it to him through the city clerk, and he didn't care. There was no necessity for this special commission meeting. And he said that that it's been done to him in the past because he was on vacation. He was on vacation, not under a knife. He was on vacation, and he couldn't go to a budget hearing. Mind you, a budget hearing that he scheduled. But then he didn't remember he had a vacation. So now he was blaming me or the commission that we couldn't accept the day of surgery. I mean, this guy it's retaliation after retaliation after retaliation. Because besides what he's doing to me in the Carnival de Barranquilla, it hasn't stopped. This guy, nothing is for the best interest of the city. Nothing. This guy has gone after me like I live rent-free in his mind. 100% rent-free.
But why do you say that? Like, what's the backstory of all this?
So if you look at the commission, if you look at the agenda and there's no backstory. This is what I would love to figure out. Why? What have I done to him? You know, a commission is a good commission when there's different points of views that are representing the different kind of residents that there is in the city, right? But when everybody thinks the same, the city's not moving forward.
Correct.
It's good different inputs and dialogues, and I agree with this and I don't agree with this, and at the end of the day we do something that is cordial, that there's harmony, and you get over it. You know, it's what the majority wants. It hasn't happened like that with him. Everything has been personal. The changing elections to November. I wrote an opinion in the Herald about why we shouldn't change elections to November. And this seems like, instead of being a job, instead of being something that I'm advocating politically for my constituents, it's personal. Like, there's things that don't align with what is in the best interest of the city.
Right. And
with a headline of, I lowered your taxes. Now, at the end of the day, you lowered what? $30, $40 a year? Come on, that's not significant. But you're giving the big corporations huge tax cuts. Those are not the people who need it.
Correct.
That's our constituents.
And I feel, and the whole South Florida, they're misspending the money. You know, now Brickell's fighting because they want to do another soccer park over there. Coral Gables, that's where all the events are. So I feel like they should lower down more the taxes, because everybody goes to Coral Gables for the nice restaurants. And they're the heart of South Florida, Coral Gables, you know? When we wanted to eat something fancy, there's nothing in Kendall, so we'll all go to Coral Gables. So
thank you for that. That's music to my ears.
Now Kendall, now Kendall's waking up because we have a good commissioner that's doing a lot of stuff for Kendall. So I have to give him credit that he didn't forget about us. But he's really good, and he has a good heart, and I see him too. He's being attacked too. Look, he doesn't talk about it. He's always with the same face. He doesn't, it doesn't affect him. But I think as women, it affects us a little bit more because we're in shock, That instead of having people supporting us, they're making us look like we're bad people.
So I haven't reacted, and it's funny because I'm one to let things happen to me and I'll still smile through it. Okay? And I usually won't let it affect me, but it does affect me. Just I don't show that it affects me.
Of course, right.
You show that it affects you. People know where to attack you even more.
Correct.
But that
they show you're showing them their weakness.
Exactly. But at that moment, and sometimes I look at the video and I'm like, oh my God, I cringe. I'm like, why did I do this? But at the same time, I'm like, I need to stop. Like, this is a real life. Like, being commissioner does not mean you're living in fantasy. This is my real life.
And you had to explain to your son everything, because he's older.
But he knows, because he goes to school in Coral Gables and he overhears some of my conversations and he knows a little bit of the things that are happening.
So as a mom, how do you explain to him what's going on? It's hard.
I try to stay positive and saying, this is life, but I don't give him the real story. The thing is that moment of El Carnaval de Barranquilla, he witnessed the whole thing.
Yeah, he was saying, Mom, le llamaron serpiente.
No, una culebra, a culebra venenosa, no, what was it? A venomous snake. A venomous snake.
So,
he goes, a venomous snake.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
And then you told me you were doing another event, a cutting of the ribbon, and the same thing happened.
So then, what was this? The day after he swore in, saying that, to make truces, that he was going to extend his hand to his colleagues. I go to a ribbon cutting that I was invited to as commissioner, and he does the same thing. He says, I'm not going to take a picture with her, which is okay. You guys, up to that point,
right.
Up to that point was fine. He started making a big show, which I know that there's some footage, because there was a lot of.
We need that. We need those footage.
I might give you something. Because I think in the footage they caught him telling somebody that he was gonna keep me pico y pala or pala, I don't know, is a Cuban phrase, I guess, phrase?
I don't know.
Pico y pala, que me va a tener a pico y pala, and that this is gonna last for the whole 2 years until I'm out. I think there's footage about that.
We need it because
Yeah.
we need to show people, that this is what's going on, because again, we did get a lot of good reviews, comments, and we got bad comments, and the good ones were, oh, I've seen him treated his family, this and that. So we need to expose him, because it's not fair that you're going through this, no one's backing you up, only us now, and the organization that called us a week ago. And we need to, because it's happening, and more people need to speak up. More women in anything, politicians, teachers, anyone needs to speak up and bring us awareness, because enough is enough. Like I constantly say this, enough is enough. Join the movement. Yeah. Let's break all this stuff.
Yeah, it's not even about being commissioner at this point. It's about having some respect, not only for women, but for human beings, treating people, especially in a public setting. But getting back to women, especially with your children next to you.
Right.
I mean, I think I want to bring awareness to the fact of, if somebody's really mistreating you, speak up. Really speak up, because if you don't, guess what's going to happen? It's going to continue to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not going to stay the same. It's going to get worse.
Right.
I was not speaking up, not because I was afraid, but because I wanted to preserve the integrity of Coral Gables. I didn't want no more drama. There was already a lot of drama going on.
Yeah.
There was a lot of drama. I didn't want to keep on poking the bear. It's the image of a city that I love. But at this point, it's like, I don't think there's any return right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's disgusting. It's bad. And he shouldn't be treating me or anybody else the way he's been.
It's not only you. It's
no,
other.
He's a bully.
In general.
He's a bully. And people are afraid of him, because he retaliates.
Are you scared of your life right now?
I'm not scared of my life, but I feel that if I was in a situation that it's dark and there's no cameras on and I bump into him, who knows what he would do to me? If there's no proof, who knows what he would do to me? That's the way I feel.
Because we had actually someone who does the same thing as us. They put an air tag in her car. She had to go to the Homestead police station, and they had to remove the air tag. And I was like, do I have an air tag? But then they were explaining that it pops up in your phone when it...
Yes. Oh no, I've had a lot of things happen to me. I've had a drone flying outside of my condo unit. I've been physically assaulted in El Potal because of the lies and the continuous things that he's been saying. My car was vandalized. My tires were slashed.
Oh my God.
It's all documented. It's all, I've made police reports of everything. And it's continuous because of the messaging that he kept on putting out there. I don't think it's him. I think it's the people surrounding him. I don't think he would. You never know. You never know. I don't think he would put himself in that situation. But it's that negativity and that toxic environment of a city that is so beautiful that you would never imagine that these things are happening in.
Does all this that's happening, does it make you like resigned as a commissioner, or does it make you like get more strength and you want to keep on? Because this is not for the weak.
No, no, it's not. Sometimes you question yourself, like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I putting myself through this? My life was so good. And then there's moments that you accomplish things and it makes it all worth it.
Right.
And it's things with my constituents, with police, with fire, fairness, protecting businesses and business owners. And sometimes you're really changing lives in a dramatic way. And that's when you're like, this is why I'm doing it. But yeah, there's a lot of moments that I'm like, why am I putting myself in this situation or in this predicament? Is it worth it? And then when he won re-election again, I'm like, oh my God.
But he won because he didn't have good candidates. I'm sorry. Like, he didn't, to me, they didn't promote the other candidates well. I think when you're running for something, you need to do a better promotion, better campaign. You know, a lot of people think because of the pretty face, oh, I'm going to get reelected. But I always say, if you're new in this or you want to do something about it, you have to do a better campaign. You need to get your community involved. You need to knock on doors. You need to do events to bring them, not events to look pretty on social media. Because that's another thing now. There's politicians for Instagram and there's politicians that really work. I prefer the one that posts once a week that they're doing something than the one that posts 5,000 pictures in a day, you know? And there's a whole bunch of them. I can give you a list. But I feel like we need to wake up people and to get more involved. I have a series that we ask people in the streets, do you know who your candidates? And everybody does. No one has answered me the correct answer.
No, but not even that. Is, do you know who your commissioner is?
That. So, you know, we asked the mayor and we asked who's the commissioner. They're like, Bo. I'm like, lady, we live in Miami. Like, Bo was from Hialeah. And it's so sad that it's happening now. You know, I have clients here that have, she was going through a big problem. Her husband was a captain from the veterans. He was a veteran and they billed him. You know, veterans don't pay taxes. And she's like, I've been sending letters and emails and calling Levine Cava to help me out. I'm like, she's not going to help you out. You need to find out who's your commissioner. Thank God it's the same commissioner as mine. And he, Gonzalez, and at the week, he solved all the problems. Oh, but we need to get involved with the politicians because they're the ones that are representing you. You know, I always say they're the ones that they put your face out there. So we need to know, you can't go to all the events because some of the events are doing work hours that I wish they did some at nighttime or on the Saturdays for more people to come. But we need to get the people more involved.
So that's one of the things that since I got elected, I've been pushing, and I came up with a new resident packet. How do I
saw the video.
Yeah. So how do I promote new residents that come in, or even older ones, to get involved into our government, to know or into our community, right? So then I put a whole packet together, explaining to them how the commission works.
Oh, I like the idea.
Like,
I saw you did a
starter
folder.
Yes, a whole starter package, like a starter little packet with the solid waste, a trash pick, guidelines, everything you need to know.
Oh, I like that. I actually like that.
The parks are pickleball, dog parks, anything. Your starter kit for when every.
And who gets that? Your district gets those.
So anybody that moves new into the city, I send one, and I also put it on social media because if you're not new and you still want it, I'll still send it to you. Well, listen to this. On the commission meeting that I was gone, he eliminated that I can do that.
What? Why? I'm not. We need to sit with him. I actually like the idea.
Oh, well, I've been doing it. So now he wrote up a resolution, which I haven't seen it very well because I was in surgery and I was trying to disconnect a little bit. But it was something about mass mailings and that I couldn't print or send to print stuff, my folders, directly attacking my new resident welcome packet, which is really to get more resident involvement and to, you know, build a community that's what we were just talking about. That happened last commission meeting. Again, a direct attack on me.
I actually I know he probably, let's say he's saying that we're wasting a lot of money. Let's say, let's give him that, let's say. But I actually like the idea because people don't know who you guys are and they don't know what's your job description. When I tell the people from the commissioner from Sweetwater, I'm like, you left these 900 families alone. No, that's not my job description. Yes, it is. It is. It's part of your job description. No, it's not. That's private property. We just gave him. They gave him the $14,000, and that's it. I'm like, no. It's part of your job description. So I like that you did the folder. It took me
a very long time to put all of this together. I would say more than 6 months to put this whole thing together on the go. And no, it wasn't a money issue. It was that every commissioner has office expense allowance per year. It's $10,000. Within that goes our newsletter, MailChimp, or Constant Contact. I do birthday cards for my constituents, the ones that are closer to me and to city employees. We do Like if we have to pay for a ticket for a conference we need to go to, or anything that comes from our office expense. We want to buy water, or things, town halls. If I want to put a town hall together to educate, that I only have $10,000 a year to be able to service almost 50,000 people.
So where's all that money coming from, like, going to? Those taxes that everybody's complaining about restaurants now. There's an increasement of taxes now. Supposedly Coral Gables has the highest taxes. Where's that money going to?
But when you say the highest taxes, I think that's a misconception, and I would like for you to look at the.
Okay.
I would like for you to look at the video. I just made a video about understanding your taxes.
Okay.
Understanding what you're paying and where the money is going. We keep 30% of the taxes that you pay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's not that much for everything that we do. When you say Coral Gables pays the highest taxes, if you have a house, if I buy a house, that's $800,000 in Coral Gables, and I buy a house that's $800,000 in Hialeah, you're paying more taxes in Hialeah than in Coral Gables. Does that make sense what I'm saying? The millage rate is 6.018, I believe. Don't quote me on that. In Hialeah, and our millage rate is 5. Oh my God, ya ahora se me olvidó. 5.33 or 36.
Around there. It's I think it's by 26, 526. I don't know. I don't remember.
I had a break. But anyway, it's a lot lower. So if you go in with a budget and you say you have $500,000 and you go to any other city, and you, with those $500,000, you buy something in Coral Gables, more likely you're going to be paying less taxes.
Really?
That's what people don't understand.
Right.
That's what people don't understand. Now, valuations and homes are a lot more expensive in Coral Gables. But as far as how much you're paying in percentage, it's not. So
why a lot of small businesses are closing? A lot of restaurants are closing. And we just posted about that. Slow season comes now for every small business, and they're worried. They're worrying because they have to pay a high rent. The taxes of alcohol did go up 3%.
Yeah, but that doesn't go through.
Correct. It went for Living Cow was the one who increased that because she's out of budget right now. Supposedly the budget that she got, they wasted it. We don't know where it went because I see still the same pothole bigger, the homeless increasement, and so they're all struggling. And how come there's no protection for vandalism of small business? How come there's no protection for small business?
So when it comes to small businesses, I'm actually I'm part of the board of the Chamber of Commerce. So I'm very, very involved in making sure that
this is the one that we get to law.
I'm very, very involved. In fact, I'm from my office. I'm coming up with a happy hour food and menu.
Okay.
To put into my newsletters and to send in the welcome packet to advertise at no cost to any of the restaurants, to advertise and to advertise their special.
No, we need to talk to them there and tell them we have to keep those.
Well, yeah, I got in contact with all restaurants that are offering any specials, and I'm putting all that together. But besides that, I'm working on something he's presenting in the next commission meeting too.
Exclusive, caballero.
Sorry. I've been working since I got elected on a permitting program, because one of the problems also with these small businesses is that they put all their life savings, and it's very sad. It's very, very sad. They put all their life savings into building a business, and then they can get a permit, or the permit takes 2 years.
Forever.
And the grease trap, and the outside seating, and that's my expertise.
That's another problem the restaurants are having, the grease traps license.
Yes, and the updating them to code, and whatever the case is. I came up with a program that we're going to streamline, expedite your building permit.
Oh, that's really good.
And it's not only for the businesses, but it's going to be for residential. It's for interior remodels or alterations, and also for interior alterations or remodels for residential permit. It's a pilot program. It got approved already.
Oh, nice.
But wait. I'm already getting excited. There's more. It got approved already, and I'm very excited. I've been talking a lot about it, but now that I look at the agenda yesterday, there's an item saying that that Mayor Laga's rescinding my permitting program. And we have put, it's ready to go. We have put months and months and months of work into this program.
What is the next board meeting? We need to tell Coral Gables, vamos.
It's, I got it. It's May 20th. It's May 20th. And this is such a great benefit to the community. Not only to my constituents, but also to the business owners. Because at the end of the day, if businesses are doing good, right?
Mm-hmm.
My constituents are doing good.
Correct.
Because a lot of the tax base comes from our local business district.
Correct.
So
people do not understand that.
They know. I don't think people understand the correlation.
Mm-hmm.
If I can keep our business community
thriving,
everybody coming, valuations are going high. What's happening? More taxes are coming to us.
Correct.
And if I can balance that, then I can lower the millage rate.
Correct.
My constituents.
Correct.
And then I can go ahead and hire more police officers because we're still having a problem with hiring police officers, and it's we're not being competitive.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
excited. See, Coral Gables needs to go to the board meetings. So my last question, because I know you have to leave. If there's someone a young woman who wants to become a commissioner or somewhere in the politician world, and they're scared, what advice would you give them? Stay scared. No, okay. Run
as fast as you can. I think you're gonna go into it thinking it's something different, and it's gonna blow your mind. It's gonna be completely different. So if you're really gonna come into this, make sure you're strong and make sure you're up to anything that comes your way. And
train the heart.
Yeah, no, have thick skin. And even if, they keep on pulling your stuff out, keep on fighting. Keep on fighting, because I tell you that, and it's crazy because this is when I stop and I'm like, okay, this is worth it. The amount of police officers that stopped me. At the beginning, I was scared. I'm like, oh my God, what did we do? That stopped me just to say thank you to me.
It's all worth it.
Oh my God.
It happened to us too. The day that actually happened to me a week ago, I didn't want to do this anymore because it's a headache. I'm already getting people calling me communist, and then we got a call that for her article and the podcast, we stopped a fraud going on in the HOA here in Terranova. And the whole community started sending us texts. Thank you so much. This has been happening since 15 years ago, and you're the only ones that did something about it. We brought the sheriff even went to support them because of our the awareness that we brought. So I was like, okay, we're gonna keep on doing this, but you have to seal that heart. Seal that heart. Pray a little bit more. Keep your faith. This is when your faith goes up even more, because you're like, God, give me a sign to quit, and then God gives you another sign, and when my dad taught me this, when you're right, you have to defend your right. And when you're doing good, you have to defend your good. You're going to see a lot of the devil's going to shake you, but you can't let it knock you down. You have to keep on, and you have to have your faith and do things with good intentions. Because when you're doing bad things, you're going to fall. When you're doing good and you believe what you're doing, you have to keep on fighting and be like a horse. Just look straight and be at the of the noise, right?
Yeah. And if you're really going to come into running for a position, running for office, sure you're doing it for the right reasons.
Not for the money.
There's no money. I mean, unless you're corrupt, there's really no money behind office. You have to do it because you love it. Because there's a passion, because you want to make a difference. And I think that's the main motivator.
That's a good point that you said that, because a lot of people do it for the money.
Pero what money? $36,000 a year? And I'm putting my whole life into this, and my whole life has changed? What type of money is that?
There's some commissioners that have told us that they do Uber part-time.
This is crazy.
Do you think it's true?
I could believe it. So the salary increasement that it was 101% increase really went up to $65,000 a year. I tell you that I spend more than 40 hours a week doing commissioner work. I barely go into my personal business anymore. with $65,000 in Coral Gables, you cannot live. You can't. You need to make at least $150,000 to be able to afford to live in Coral Gables.
Yeah.
So for this whole spectacle to have happened because of the salary increases to $65,000 was kind of crazy.
How did you get into the politician world?
It's funny.
Oh.
because if you would have asked me like 5 years ago, I would have said never in 1,000 years. My background's psychology. I practiced psychology for 12 years. I treated children with developmental disabilities. And I thought that was something I was never gonna stop doing. When my mom passed away unexpectedly.
No, sorry to hear that.
That's okay. On September of 2020, during the pandemic, not from COVID. It was an accident that happened to her. And I thought I was going to be able to juggle my patients and the business. Because the business I'm running now is permitting. I thought I was going to be able to juggle both. And it was impossible. And then I ended up just doing... This business was my mom's baby, and Coral Gables to her was everything. So I focused a lot of my attention to that. She was just doing like Miami-Dade, City of Miami, Miami Beach permitting. I went ahead and when I started, I went nationwide. I started permitting everywhere. I grew the Coral Gables base a lot more. I structured. Oh my God, I did a lot during that process. I got extremely involved in the community. And I was very active in the chamber. I was one of the board members in the Coral Gables Chamber of Commerce. And then I started, and I was sponsoring a lot of events and very community-based. And I'm like, where else can I go from here? How can I make a bigger difference? And then I think one of my friends from one of the magazines is like, oh, I can't put your ad because this is a political magazine. I'm like, what do you mean? We're up in elections? And she's like, I go, what elections? And then she goes, for commissioner and for mayor. I'm like, I'm gonna run.
Good.
That was 2 months before. And then I heard all that there was corruption and all that. I'm like, nobody has anything on me. I'm going to say whatever I need to say, and I'm going to set things straight. And I went in with like that strength of, I've worked my whole life. I've been a good person, and there's no dirt on me. You have nothing to hold on me. So you're not going to be able to manipulate or control anything that I'm going to say, because I'm going to say it because I think it's in the best interest of the city.
Right.
And I think that reps
the wrong way.
Yes,
of course it would.
So yeah, that's a summary of how I got into politics. So this was expected. It's been like a slap in the face for me, all this that has been happening. I've never been involved in situations like this. I've lived a pretty peaceful life.
Well, keep in mind that you're not alone. We might not be with you the whole time, but you do have I love you, because again, an organization called me. They're like, we're going to start wearing this. We're going to do this. We're going to go to his office. I was like, wait, hold on. Wait. We're going to go to the office. We're going to do some protests and this and that. And they're teachers. And there were teachers, and there were normal people from the Coral Gables. I was like, okay, let's sit down. Let's calm down, people. Let's talk to her first, because they wanted to go to his office and attack him already. But I'm like, wait. We can't do that, because we don't know if that's gonna affect you in any way. We want you to be safe. If we all go attack him, how about something happens to you?
Yeah, about attacking him, I'm
right. I'm like, wait. No. Why don't you guys? I did say, why don't you guys go to the board meetings and try to talk with everybody clearly? Everybody's gonna be there.
I'm for. But nobody has contacted me about that. You're the first one.
Oh, okay. So maybe it was a surprise that I opened my mouth.
That's a surprise.
But they're trying to get shirts. They're trying to do this. They're trying to boycott him. And I'm going, wait. Let's we're not gonna do a War 3 in Coral Gables. Let's take it all down. Maybe let's talk to both sides to see if we can fix the situation. Because at the end of the day, he's the mayor and you're the commissioner. You're gonna be there for 2 years. No one's gonna knock you out.
Oh wait, but there's more.
I know.
He reduced my term.
How?
He just reduced in that commission meeting I didn't go to. Now he moved the elections to November, so now my term is 5 months less. So now I'm not up in 2 years. I'm up in a year and a half.
Oh my God.
What do you think about that?
We're going to a board meeting. We're gonna have to talk to him. Ay, ay, ay.
But what you're telling me, those are the small moments, and I'm like, okay, so I'm making a difference in some type of way to be able to grow passion in an organization that's actually doing that.
Right.
It's looking at it from the positive.
And when they called me communist, it was the same week that you posted your video what happened. So I was like, oh my God, I'm not the only one. And then I saw another influencer that they call her horrible things because she supports Trump. And then another one, they put an air tag. So I'm like, okay, us women, we need to get together and we need to stop all this because they're attacking us.
Count with me.
They're actually attacking us for no reason. If you tell me I'm corrupted, I'm doing something bad, then okay, I have to shut up because I am a communist. But no,
I think people are now well informed of the whole the whole situation, and they're getting little snippets, and then it's so easy to post things online.
Correct.
And it's easy to build a fake profile.
Correct.
And not to give your face it's to the real situation.
Yes.
But thick skin.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because are you a communist?
Mm-mm.
Exactly. So what do you care?
Right. In the beginning, I was telling her, and she was like, "No me calma," because I was like, "How dare you?" Because again, they don't know my background. My grandfather was preso político in Cuba. They torture him. They torture him and my grandmother. So I don't talk about those things. My parents came when they were 18 in Marién, and my mom almost got raped in Marién.
So it hits home.
So it hits very hard, I even shake up when they say that to me. They say, "Oh, you're communist." They don't know that part. So for them to say those things just like out in public like that, no, I take it hard. In the car, I start screaming. I'm like, I'm going to get a chancleta. I'm going to hit him with a chancleta because how dare him say that? They don't know those parts because I don't post that, But it does bother, it bothers all of us. So we have to wear that face, that skin, and pa'lante. I'm going to still be attacking that commissioner, so don't worry. He won yesterday, but I'm still going to be on top of him.
Oh my God.
So thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much. Yeah. And again, don't feel you're alone because you're not. You have a whole group. We might not be next to you the whole time, but there is a group that loves you and supporting you, and it's going to be here for you. So what I do recommend is go to the board meeting on May 20th and support Melissa there, and let's keep on the fight.
Yeah. And it's not only supporting me, it's supporting what's in the best interest of the city.
Correct.
Because usually my votes are because it's what I think is in the best interest of the city.
And you won fair and square.
I did, and I think that has to be respected as well.
Correct.
But thank you so much.
No, thank you
for having me here.
No, you're welcome. Yeah. No, in the beginning, I was telling her, and she was like, "No me calma," because I was like, "How dare you?" Because again, they don't know my background. My grandfather was preso político in Cuba. They torture him. They torture him and my grandmother. So I don't talk about those things. My parents came when they were 18 in Marién, and my mom almost got raped in Marién.
So it hits home.
So it hits very hard, I even shake up when they say that to me. They say, "Oh, you're communist." They don't know that part. So for them to say those things just like out in public like that, no, I take it hard. In the car, I start screaming. I'm like, I'm going to get a chancleta. I'm going to hit him with a chancleta because how dare him say that? They don't know those parts because I don't post that, But it does bother, it bothers all of us. So we have to wear that face, that skin, and pa'lante. I'm going to still be attacking that commissioner, so don't worry. He won yesterday, but I'm still going to be on top of him.
Oh my God.
So thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much. Yeah. And again, don't feel you're alone because you're not. You have a whole group. We might not be next to you the whole time, but there is a group that loves you and supporting you, and it's going to be here for you. So what I do recommend is go to the board meeting on May 20th and support Melissa there, and let's keep on the fight.
Yeah. And it's not only supporting me, it's supporting what's in the best interest of the city.
Correct.
Because usually my votes are because it's what I think is in the best interest of the city.
And you won fair and square.
I did, and I think that has to be respected as well.
Correct.
But thank you so much.
No, thank you
for having me here.
No, you're welcome. Yeah.
Miami-Dade suena. Noticias, negocios, el condado, tu ciudad entera. Política, arte y comunidad. Todo lo que pasa en tu localidad. Conoce, aprende, vive tu condado, desde lo local hasta la federalidad. Creen la la voz de Miami-Dade. Tu podcast que no te puedes perder, dale play. Pequeños negocios, dueños, acción, lo que afecta a tu entorno y tu corazón. Arte, cultura y mucho más, crean, te mantienen en conexión. Conoce, aprende, vive tu condado, tu ciudad, desde lo local hasta la federalidad. Crime, la voz de Miami-Dade. Tu podcast que no te puedes perder, dale play. Miami-Dade suena. Noticias, negocios, el condado, tu ciudad entera. Política, arte y comunidad. Todo lo que pasa en tu localidad. Conoce, aprende, vive tu condado, tu ciudad, desde lo local hasta la federalidad. Crime, la voz de Miami-Dade. Tu podcast que no te puedes perder, dale play. Conoce, aprende, vive tu condado, tu ciudad, desde lo local hasta la federalidad. Crime, la voz de Miami-Dade. Tu podcast que no te puedes perder, dale play. Crime. Crime, Miami-Dade suena. Noticias, negocios, el condado, tu ciudad entera. Crime.